My name is Ashley Bachman, and I decided to do my cultural presentation on honor killings in Pakistan and Jordan. Part 1, Demographics. Honor killings are the murder of a woman or girl by a male family member. The killer justifies their action by claiming that the victim has brought dishonor upon the family name or prestige. Honor killings can also happen to men, but then in most times they are more likely to be exonerated before the killing proceeds. Women are usually the victims of honor killings because they are seen as men's property. These killings are solidified by many aspects that the patriarchal part of the family believes could damage their family's honor. Women are seen as a factory for making men, leaving the idea that the purpose of these killings are to resolve issues with fertility, but in most aspects these men are performing their killings for other reasons. Family members have no other choice than to remove the dishonor from their family. Under Ottoman rule, the killer will sprinkle the blood of his victim and wear it through the town to increase his honor and respect from his neighbors. In the 1980s and 1990s, high-up officials began starting to pay attention to the honor killings being performed in Jordan. As they began to pay closer attention, the doctors, lawyers, and government officials involved began building cases that could put these men into jail for up to 10 years or receive capital punishment. They were trying to prove that these crimes weren't a crime of passion. They began to conclude it was usually women in their late 20s and the killings being performed by the victim's brother. The Penal Code Article 340 that Jordan follows was originally Syria's penal code, who took it from France and distinguished that the honor killings are not from Islamic cultures but from the French. As I previously stated, men and women can be victims of honor killings. However, it's usually the women who are killed. Reasons as to why the honor killings are performed are because the woman refused the arranged marriage their father, uncle, or any male in their family has set up for them. They disobey their spouse, they try for a divorce, or even if they try to separate from their spouse. Sexual relations with an invalid marriage or adultery can also be a reason as to why they're killed. Women who are raped or assaulted may also be killed. And women can be killed due to the clothes or the accessories they are wearing if they're not allowed in their culture or where they live. Honor killings happen all around the world, but the Middle East, such as Islamic cultures, are usually where it takes place. They don't usually have anything to do with one's beliefs, but mainly with the area they live in, such as poor and rural areas. Women who are predisposed to honor killings are those who are seen as the men's property, or if their values lie within their virginity and modesty and they go against the norms of their culture. The oldest daughter in the family is usually the most predisposed due to if she does something to shame the honor of the family other than the mother. Sometimes women kill themselves instead of being tortured and murdered by one of their own. They also perform suicide because they are forced by their family in order to keep the men safe. Women sometimes leave the country and look for a safe place to continue their life, or they are put into jail as a safe place. In turn, they are sometimes in worse conditions as they can't leave the jail. The physical effects the women go through are listed as death. They sometimes have to abandon their children in fear that they will be killed or the child will be killed if discovered. Abuse inside or outside the marriage, rape, and arranged marriages. Since most honor killings end in death, there aren't many emotions recorded. However, the emotions of the victims prior to being killed and those who are forced to help have listed fear, PTSD, guilt, and being silenced. It has also been noted that people who help commit the killing sometimes have no emotional effects at all. Worldwide, the percentage of global murders represents 58%, or 87,000 people. 27,000, or 42% of people, are murdered by outside family members. I've yet to find out the information about Part 2 demographics of the countries, but for both Pakistan and Jordan, I plan on finding out the population rates, the income, life expectancy, the geography of both countries, and how education plays a role for both men and women, if there are less honor killings if they're educated, or vice versa, or if education doesn't play a role. Part 3, Cultural Similarities and Differences Among Women. Part 4, Ethical Considerations and Actions. As I was researching of what has been done to end honor killings, I came across this article that talked about a film named A Girl in the River, The Price of Forgiveness, that tells the story of a 19-year-old Saba Qasir who survived a brutal honor killing attempt that both her father and uncle did, as they shot her in the face and left her to die in a river. They did this because they learned that she married a man without her family's permission, so the family did not arrange this marriage, they did not agree to it, so she brought dishonor to their family. This video brought attention to the world as it shows what actually happens to the woman when the men try to kill them. It's not usually common to hear the story of what happened due to the fact that women are usually killed and then left in an unmarked grave. But since she survived, she was able to tell her story, and this began to start petitions to stop honor killings and brought a voice to this movement as citizens in Pakistan immediately signed up for this petition to stop the honor killings. What else is being done to stop honor killings is that government officials are going to double the sentence that results in mutilation of the victim. Any sentence under 5 years will be sent to a higher court if there is an appeal issued. Instead of placing the women in jail that are seeking refuge, they're gonna provide protection centers for the victims and educating the women and both the men of the rights they are denying and what they have to live for, than rather just killing them will help lower the numbers of honor killings.